I realized that you're, like, dumb hot, right? Like, oh my god, how on earth could I resist you? But, like, what that personality do? Be, like, sweet, but, like, because you, like, genuinely want to be, or, like, you're just sweet because you're trying to get the pudding, okay? I'm trying to find somebody that's just sweet so I can give them the pudding. That's it. That's all I want. I just want to give somebody nice the pudding.
So this is a 33-year-old female, and she is holding out for a high-value man, like an NFL running back, 33-year-old NFL running back, holding out for a $100 million contract. And I hate to break it to you, but it ain't gonna happen, right? It's just not gonna happen. I see too many of these females already past their prime, right? Hate to say it, right? Because your prime really is in your 20s, even before your 20s end. I mean, if we're really going to be specific here, like for a woman, her looks begin to decline after the age of 25. So at 33, I mean, you're beyond that. And the longer you stay single, obviously the worse it's going to get. But I love how these chicks who didn't cash in their chips when they were younger are just still holding out, right? Still holding out like that NFL running back wanting that $100 million contract. It's like, dude, you ain't going to get it, man. You ain't going to get it. Be happy if they pay you league minimum and just keep you on the roster. You can't get that kind of money anymore. The time to get that kind of money is when you are fresh out of college, right? You're 22 years old. That's the time you get that $100 million contract. And you make as much money as you can, and you do the right thing with it. So by the time your career starts to wind down a bit, right, in your 30s, when it starts to wind down a bit, you got all this money piled up, and now you can just worry about not getting hurt and retiring from the game in one piece and taking your money with you and riding off into the sunset. But do a lot of players do that? Unfortunately, they don't, right? They think the money's going to keep coming in. They think they're always going to be the star of the show. And, you know, when the crowd stops cheering and the buck stops, yeah, it gets pretty ugly, right? It's kind of like these rappers have they're like a one-hit wonder, right? They make all this, like, a pile of money, and then they think the money's going to keep going, and then they quickly realize, like, oh, shoot, you know, it's not coming in anymore. So with this female here, I mean, she said it herself. She was like, oh, I know you're stupid hot, but can we get a little personality here? And it's like, the guy is hot, man. I mean, the guy knows he can get other women, much younger women. So why would he want why would he settle for the 33-year-old version of you when he can have the 22-year-old version of you? I mean, it's just basic math, right? I mean, you can't fault the guy for this, and you can't hold him responsible for, you know, not wanting to lower his standards and settle for you when he is worth more, right? When he's worth more. So it's always just kind of hilarious to me when I see these girls who are well past the age that they should be in order to lock down these high value guys, complaining that they can't get the high value guy. It's like, sister, there was a time when you could have gotten that guy, but you didn't, right? You didn't. It's always the same story. These girls choose to ride the carousel. They choose to ride the carousel. If not, they choose to chase like their corporate career. So you can't put that on the guy to be there to save you. And that's the lie. See, guys, that's the lie that these girls are being sold from a very young age, right? From a very young age. I mean, it's everywhere these days. You can't escape it. I mean, I was even at a Target earlier today, and I was walking by the little girl section, right? Because I was like, I just walked in, I was trying to get to the protein section, and then the little girl section is on the way, and I'm looking, I just kind of glanced over, I see all these, like, these shirts for little girls who are probably, like, 6, 7, 8 years old, like, strong and independent, fierce, right? Fierce little girl, and all this malarkey that they're brainwashing these little children into believing that I don't need anybody. I can do it all on my own. It's all about me. You know, and there was even one shirt said something like, oh, the world is yours. And it's like, why are they feeding these little girls these self-destructive, narcissistic messages that is going to harm them later in life and cause them to be miserable and unhappy? Why are they doing this? You know, and I'm a professional pickup artist, so I've been out there for the last 3 decades, right? I've been out there a long time. I still go out 4 to 5 times per week, even with all like the Roni happening and everything else. I am constantly out there, and I see these women in these bars and clubs. It's sad to me, right? Even though they're kind of like my age, right? But I see these women out there, and they're still trying to get the attention of these young guys. And I mean, in many ways, it breaks my heart because I know that they're stuck. And they can't get that guy anymore that they want, and they're just going to be stuck in this perpetual loop of trying to land that high value guy and never, you know, maybe even coming close a few times, but just never being able to nab him. And this is going to play out for the remainder of the remainder of their dating life, right? So long as they're dating, that's what they have to look forward to. And it's just sad what I see, like, you know, like mainstream society, big corporations like Target and Walmart trying to infuse into these little girls' minds that they can do everything by themselves and they don't need anybody, don't need a man. I'm strong and independent, I'm fierce, look at me. It's like, that is the wrong message to send these girls, because as humans we do need each other. Men need women, women need men. Hate to break it to you, but we do. We need each other. Okay? As men, can you live your life without women? Of course you can. Right? Of course you can. But does it add to the spice of life? Absolutely. Right? This is what I try to teach you guys. It's like, hey, you know, just because we're red pill here, just because you know the truth about female nature, doesn't mean you can't enjoy them. Doesn't mean you have to go like complete monk and just, you know, banish women from your life. Because what fun is that? I mean, it's like, you know, if you're wanting to, you know, like get into better shape, I mean, you know, after a while, I mean, you can only eat clean for so long. After a while, you want a plate of nachos. After a while, maybe you want a burrito. You know, it's not the best for you, but it just adds to the spice of life, right? It just adds to the spice of life. I eat clean most of the week, but there's got to be like one day where I'm like, hey man, I just feel like a bag of chips. Is that the best thing that for me? No, I know it's bad for me, but you know what? It just will make me feel better. Right? It'll just make me feel better, and I don't need to eat clean like 24/7, right? That's just, you're not giving yourself a break, and you need to give yourself a break. So men and women do need each other, and it seems that, you know, boys and men understand that much better than women. And really, at the end of the day, you know who wins in all this and who loses? Who wins in this is men, right? Because we can keep aging, right? We can go well into our 40s and our 50s, right? And still be dating women half our age and still lock them down, right? Still lock them down. I mean, I've often said, like, it's gotten easier for me the older I've gotten to date women in their 20s, and these chicks are down to get married. If I was like, hey, babe, what do you think? Me and you, do you want to get married? They'd be like, yes, let's do it. Let's do it, right? It's not hard at all, but for a woman, it's much harder. They cannot pull that off. Right? And I'm just being real. They can't pull that off. At least not with a high value guy. They could marry a beta simp, right? That they'll never respect, never have any attraction for, never feel really any, you know, any desire for. But as far as locking down a guy where they're like, oh my God, like, oh, he's hot. Oh, yeah, he gets my pilot lit and all this. And he's a solid guy. No, that ship has sailed, right? You can't pull that off anymore. And this is why you want to make sure you take care of that when you're young and you're at the height of your physical attractiveness. Because men, we're visual creatures. We respond to hotness, right? We respond to attractiveness. And then beyond your attractiveness, what we want to see is good company, right? We want you to be good company. We want you to be respectful, obviously, you know, loyal, right? Don't be trying to constantly replace us. We want you to be somebody who's supportive, I mean, just basically what it says in the Bible, right? You know, you're as a female, you technically have no love to give. That is according to the word of God, not my word, but I believe that, right? Just based on all my experiences with women, I don't really see how they, you know, that they have love to give men. But they can be supportive, they can be loyal, they can respect you, they can do those things. And most women these days can't even do that, right? Can't even do that. And guess what? They remain single. They remain single, and it's by their own hand. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and crack into the next clip, right? This is a very short clip, what I'm about to show you. It's a very short clip from a television show that most of you will be familiar with from the 90s called Seinfeld. I wasn't a really big Seinfeld fan. I would watch episodes here and there when I was bored, but this is a very quick 10-second clip that really, really exposes female nature. So it's a 10-second clip. Let's crack into it right now, and we'll talk about it after.
I don't know why you're interested in this guy. He's a jerk.
Because he doesn't pay any attention to me and he ignores me.
Yeah, so?
I respect that.
Okay, so in this clip, Elaine, who was a female in this little short episode, she literally just said exactly what millions and millions of other women out there will never ever say. She admitted, like, this is why I'm attracted to the guy. He ignores me, doesn't pay attention to me, and I respect that. What have I been telling you guys forever? Right? Basically since I started my YouTube channel. And even before then, I was telling my students this. I'm like, the more you hold your ground, the more you make your life about you and not the woman, the more she will respect you. Right? The more she will respect you. But this is like taboo these days. You can't say these things. I mean, I don't even think they would share this, like, film something like this, you know, today. Right? Because it's too non-PC. No, it's not nice. It doesn't sound nice. Right? But it's the truth. Right? And the truth often has a bitter aftertaste, doesn't it? But even in this 10-second clip alone, truer words could not have been spoken. Right? And finally, we're going to crack into one final clip where this is just basically of a middle-aged woman who has to slap her own ass because she doesn't have a man to do it for her. So let's crack into this very quick clip as well.
Guess I'll text myself, "Good morning, beautiful," and smack my own ass.
So this woman has to smack her own ass because, guess what? She doesn't have a man to do it for her. Like I keep saying, ladies, this is the future that you have to look forward to if you don't cash it in when you're younger. I mean, is this something that is appealing to you? Because if it is, then by all means, go for it, right? But if it's not, and this is not the future you want to look forward to, where you have to slap your own ass, where you have to, you know, you're going to be out there in your 30s and you're not going to be able to peg down any of these high-value guys anymore. I mean, if that's something that you don't want to happen to you, then you have to take action while you can, right? You have to take action while you're still young. I tell the same thing to my business coaching students, right? I've told you guys I run a 1,500 member entrepreneurs group in Santa Monica, just outside Los Angeles. And I always tell those guys, I'm like, hey, while you're still young, especially if you're still in your 20s, you know, even your 30s, 40s, you can still pull this off. I'm like, you want to build your business now because you're not going to have that type of energy in your 50s and beyond, right? You have to do it while you're young. That is when you're going to have the most energy, the most vibrance, the most motivation. You have to take care of these things while you're young because the older you get, the less motivated you're going to become, the more easily tired you're going to become, the more you're going to have to deal with health issues, right? Like little aches, pains, maybe a little arthritis, and you're not going to be able to focus 100% on your business. That's why you got to take advantage while you can. So no different in dating, right? A lot of these females, no different in dating. You want to take advantage while you still can. Okay, while the parade is still happening, while you got fans, tons of, like thousands of fans in the stands, that's the time when you want to take advantage of it. You don't want to take advantage of it after the party's already over and everybody's left. All right, which too many women are doing these days because they've been sold this complete lie since they were little children. And if you don't believe me, just go down to your local Target or Walmart or any other place that sells women's apparel, and you see the little girl section, and look at the messages on the shirt. Look at the messages on the walls they have there, like telling these little girls like, oh, you are a little Miss Independent, and all this other stuff. Wrong message, you know. And really, who's going to end up losing? And you know, inevitably, it's going to be them. They're going to be losing, and men, as usual, we're going to be winning, because that's what we do. We win. And with that said, drop your comments below, guys. Let me know what you think of tonight's coaching video. Any comments that you want to share, any experiences you want to share. I love reading your comments. I love seeing you guys in my comments. They're hilarious at most times. So drop them below, and I will see you in the next coaching video. So until next time, this is M from the 33 Secrets signing out. Go ahead and smash that like button below. Also, guys, make sure you hit that notification bell right next to it so that you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on my YouTube channel. More importantly, guys, make sure you subscribe to my channel, okay? Please make sure you subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a ton. It tells YouTube that you are loving my videos, you're digging it. You want me to come out here to Vegas even more and shoot more coaching videos for you that can help you, educate you, and take you to the next level in life. Take you into a whole new dimension that the mainstream parents-teacher society never, ever taught you about, never even told you about, because they themselves weren't aware of it, right? So please make sure you subscribe to my channel as well. And for you guys who want to support my work and all of this red pill, gold pill, and platinum pill content even further, the best way to do that is by jumping into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months of Mastery, where I'm teaching guys just like you how to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women on the planet. I'm talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s, the same exact type of women that myself and all of my coaching students are out there cold approaching and closing every single week. I kid you not, every single week, no matter what chaos is going on in the world, no matter what nonsense is going on out there, we are still making things happen. That is the absolute best way to support my work, by jumping into 7 Months of Mastery. And right now, the first month is only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lessons. It's only $1. And all you need to do to get signed up is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds. So do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video.